Okay, hello JC from the Grand Social.
Hello.
Welcome to Fashion Exposed. You spoke today of the fundamental shift in the industry right now and how the omni-channel and digital space that we're living in is, from your experience and working in this daily, do you see the Australian fashion industry on a global scale competing? How do our websites fare and what is the industry like here compared to the rest of the world?
I think Australia is probably a couple of years behind in terms of sophistication of how it sells online, and also how integrated a lot of our traditional retailers are. But I think we're catching up very fast. There's definitely demand in Australia by shoppers online. Obviously we're one of the fastest growing sources of revenue for a lot of overseas brands, so we definitely are shopping online. And I think a lot of local brands are doing a lot of stuff right, but it's really a kind of a 5-year plan that they have to implement to get to the same sort of position that a lot of the more established US and UK retailers are at this point in time as well.
And you spoke of the democratisation of fashion. What does this phrase mean and why should we be aware of that?
So I think technology has historically disrupted lots of traditional categories, whether it's media, whether it's information, and really we're going through a kind of, I guess, the traditional barriers of entry into fashion as a category are shifting a lot. It's the cost of producing content, of marketing content, of selling products online has come down hugely. So anyone can be online selling products, and also a lot of the selling is being done by the actual customers themselves. So individuals are creating their own marketplaces to sell products online, their own blogs to sell products online. So the old concept of that there's a wholesaler and a retailer, that's really shifted to really the man on the street, the woman on the street being able to produce their own content, their own products, and sell them at a very low cost that they couldn't do 10 years ago.
Because we see a lot of people, Facebook and Instagram as well, even selling products through those channels.
The use of social channels to actually drive sales is also obviously on a massive increase, and anyone can be out there selling. You don't have to have a massive infrastructure or investment in all of that technology to be able to do that, and that's what the internet technology has allowed people to do and made it more accessible, hence democratised the category.
The Grand Social acts as a channel and a platform for emerging designers to sell online. You mentioned how difficult and radical this concept was when you first launched in 2008.
Yep.
How much has the industry changed since then, and how do you maintain a point of difference now with so many and such a saturated online market?
I think when we started, there was a general low-level awareness and understanding of the channel by a lot of designers, and that's obviously where a lot of our focus and energy went, which is helping educate them about how to use the internet to grow their brand and sell online. They're a lot more sophisticated now, they're more educated, so for us we need to kind of keep increasing what we're doing as an offer. We need to keep innovating and really be at the forefront of innovation to kind of, I guess, position ourselves in the market as leaders, as innovators, and not just become an online store, because there are so many more online stores now, and designers are focusing more and more on their own store, not just through retail. So they're building their direct sales to customers. That's where they're focusing a lot of their energy, and that was historically where we came from. And for us to keep growing as a business, we need to create new ways for them to sell those products to customers through the Grand Social.
Absolutely. It also came as a surprise today to learn that you don't have a background in fashion, that you actually came from digital and marketing background. Do you actually think this has given you an edge and a point of difference?
I don't know necessarily an edge in the sense of understanding how to communicate and market to consumers, because that's obviously my background, and also not having the predefined models or the ways of working that I may have had if I had a fashion background. I just didn't have that experience, and my business partner didn't have that experience, so we both came at this like a client. This is a client, they've got a product and service they're trying to sell, they're trying to market. How do we get that out there? How do we market that? How do we make it interesting? How do we make it a point of difference? So we had a lot more probably strategic thinking around what we were doing at the time, rather than just setting up a store and selling products. We really thought about the brand. We really thought about creating a brand that stood for something, and then being clear about what that brand actually was offering people. And that's probably the difference to a traditional, to someone who maybe didn't have that experience in marketing before.
Absolutely. You spoke of the Grand Social designer family. How can other brands and designers join the Grand Social family, and what's the criteria?
Well, there's not so much of a checklist.
Yep.
So to speak, there's an internal process that happens. So we get approached by designers every week, anywhere from 5 to 10 designers a week. Internally as a team, different people in our business review the designer, look at the work, look at their products, and then effectively together make a decision about if it's the right fit for the Grand Social, and provide them feedback on why it might not be the right fit, which could have a lot to do with how established they are, whether they've been producing garments for long enough, the quality of the garment, what story they're trying to tell, if they've got existing distribution, what their experience is, how much time they can spend on helping work, to work with us to promote it. It's never one thing; it's generally a combination of stuff. And generally, we look at everyone, and we always try and give everyone feedback about why we might not think it's the right fit for us or our customer. So we have a particular style, a particular type of product that we're working with, and we have a particular customer, and we're just trying to make sure they all fit together to make it makes sense, I guess.
Because you have to think about the other designers that are on there as well.
And obviously our clients are our designers, and we need to make sure that those new designs coming on board sit well with those designers, but also addressing a particular lacking in a category, for example. So we actively look for particular brands, products in certain categories where we know we need to kind of improve that offer, and that really kind of is how we kind of decide why certain brands might come on board and others might not.
You recently went offline and launched an activation space that isn't actually a traditional retail space. Can you explain this and how it complements the online store?
Effectively it's very much like our digital platform. It's a physical platform for our brands to showcase their products and tell their story to customers. Very simple. So, we give that to our designers. We basically give it to them. We have a schedule. They can book in and use it, and they basically can sell their products through it. They sell through on consignment, or they do PR and marketing through it and have showings, and some of them use it for wholesale, some of them use it for PR and launch events. So we kind of just really try to provide that as a service and a tool that they can use, to basically help promote their brand. And that's kind of how we've used it, and it's worked really well that way, because then we use that to produce content, bring people kind of into that space, physically experience the brand, and it's just a great asset as a business to be able to kind of hand that over to someone and say, here it is, it's yours to use, go for it, and then we kind of work with them to use that.
Amazing. Fantastic. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.